Hi, I'm David with InvestComics.com.
And I'm Jared. I'm still with Famous Faces. This is our other review show that we don't have a name for yet. So, if you feel like throwing us any suggestions, feel free.
Listen.
Maybe.
Possibly.
We'll feel free to ignore or disregard as necessary.
Oh, why do I have them working the camera?
Bad ideas.
Yes. Okay, let's get started. First off, since we are on a comic-centric website, I figured we'd start off with something good. Batman Arkham City. People, go
by the way, we're reviewing video games.
Yes. Buy this game. It is fantastic. It is awesome. I cannot say enough good things about this. And if you can actually get your hands on this wonderful collector's edition, so cool.
Batman Arkham City.
Again. If you played the first one, you know that it's good. It's I want to say roughly about 40% bigger than the previous entry, and it's just so much fun running around the city with all of Batman's gadgets and goodies.
It is a really fun game. About the gadgets, they kind of added. I think they added too many, which makes it a little frustrating. And
it did get a little ridiculous.
They tried to give everything a quickfire function, which doesn't always work because depending on what you already have equipped, it kind of messes with the quickfire functions, which is unfortunate. So I really haven't ended up using those to the best effect. Like you said, the game is huge. There's so many guest appearances by characters, whether you're fighting them or they just show up to say 2 lines and then disappear. It's easily 3 times as many characters that show up in the first game. It
is ridiculous how much of Batman's rogues gallery they fit into this game. They were so thorough that Calendar Man is actually in this game. I kid you not, he is in the game. Yes, people, he's in the game, and there is actually an achievement/trophy that is tied to him that you actually have to talk to him one day of the month every year. Yes, Batman. Yay! We didn't plan that. That was just a coincidence.
On Halloween, Calendar Man shows up in here.
There you go. Yeah.
Check it out if you're interested in really good Batman stories along with the game. This not necessarily a companion or anything based on it, but features all the same characters.
Yep. Moving on. Resistance 3. Obviously, the third in the series of the Resistance games. Insomniac, you got Ratchet & Clank in my Resistance, and I like you for it. Thank you so much. One of the this takes place about 4 years after the end of the previous game. So at this point, humanity is basically screwed. At this point, 90% of the population has either been killed or turned into chimeras. So, not good. You play as a
constantly losing battle.
Oh yeah, play as a guy named Joe Capelli, who shows up in the last game. So he's your main character in this one. And as I said, you got Ratchet & Clank in my Resistance. The weapons actually upgrade for some strange reason in this one, and I love it. It's like, hey, look, I'm shooting, and it's all of a sudden my bullseye gets that much more powerful. Level it up all the way to 3, and you can tag 3 guys at once. So it's like, hey, look, tag, I'm behind cover, 3 sprays of fire going all which ways.
I don't have a PS3, so I have nothing to say about this.
Yeah. But yes, wonderful game, love it. If you have a PlayStation, get it. And again with the PlayStation, so White Knight Chronicles. Me personally, I've always been a fan of level 5 games. This is their latest that they've come out with. I will honestly say it's not the best RPG series in the world, but I like it. It's solid enough to me. It feels a lot like you're playing an MMO, so that's a little weird. But the good thing about it is, if you want to get the whole story, you don't necessarily have to get both games, because you can just go straight to number 2. It has both games on the disc. Allows you to play all the way from the beginning of the story to where it's currently. As far as I know, it is being set up as a trilogy. Yeah, it's a little ridiculous, but I like it. Yeah. And if you did actually have the first one and played through it, you can take your save file from that and continue on number 2. Always good. Yay, look,
Deus
Derek
Ex.
can chime in again.
such a long-awaited sequel slash prequel to
yes.
to what started out as a great franchise.
So good. So good.
Yeah, they took every idea that was good in the first game and expanded on it and just made it better. This is easily to me, this is the best shooter of the year since I can't play anything on PS3. But.
Love this game. I never got a chance to play the first one because it was PC only, and at that time I didn't have a PC powerful enough to play.
It was on PS2.
The original one? No, it was computer only.
No, I own it on PS2.
We'll settle this argument later. But the second one, Invisible War, played it. It didn't really do it for me.
Nah, it lost all of the magic from the first game.
And that made me sad. But at the same time, when I saw that they were doing this one and that just the art style and direction and everything that they took this one in, I knew I had to have it. Great game. Awesome. I think the thing that really did it for me more than anything is, unlike the previous entries, in the first two, everything's nanotech based, so you didn't actually see all of your powers and augments and everything.
That's true.
In this, the guy suffers a
horrific accident.
Yes, at the very beginning of the game, so he is forced to be augmented, and
kind of like RoboCop.
Yeah. In that sense.
Full mechanical robot.
In fact, this game actually does take place in Detroit, and yes, there are multiple RoboCop references throughout it if you know where to look. But, like I said, it's just the art style of it, the whole feel of the game, and just the fact that, hey, you got to see everything. He's got robotic arms that have blades that come out of it, and he slices people into pieces, or he can turn invisible and sneak up on them.
And obviously one of the big things that was always raved about the series is the amount of choices you have. You can play it as a straight stealth game like Metal Gear Solid, or you can play it as a run and gun type game. It's all about how you choose to approach a situation.
They definitely do want you to play a certain way, but again, it does give you the choice to play however you want. So, yes.
But there's benefits to playing anyway. Yeah. There's achievements and trophies for
achievements, trophies. You'll get more
doing both
experience, so you can level up stuff faster. But yes, love it. Get it.
Dead Island.
Yes, and unfortunately, poor Jared has not been able to play this.
Nope, I haven't.
No, but
I'm broke.
Yeah. I swear, next time we'll have more stuff for him to talk about. Dead Island. Amazing. Love it. I will say, the engine they chose for it, not the best. So the game is a little bit buggy, but most of that has been worked out with all of the patches and updates and whatnot to the various versions they put out there. I love it. It's Left 4 Dead meets Dead Rising, and, you know, this is their horrible, horrible offspring, but in a good way. It's 4 players. It's got drop-in, drop-out co-op, and basically there is a zombie outbreak on an island. Okay. You play as these 4 characters that are immune for some reason, and again, since it's an island resort, not a whole lot of guns, so the game is about 80 to 90% melee-based combat, which makes it very intense. So it's like, hey, I'm just coming around a corner, and oh look, there's a zombie trying to eat my face. It's fun. I like it.
One game I wanted to talk about, but I don't have any visual reference for. It's an Xbox Live Arcade game.
It's called, such is it with digital content.
Yeah, it's Crimson Alliance. It is a free game. It's great. You know, it really doesn't get any better than free. It's a there is a 4-character dungeon crawler hack slash game. It has great drop in, drop out play for online or single console. One of the interesting things about it is that while it is free, you can purchase upgrade packs for the 4 different characters: mage, fighter, thief, or assassin, and I don't know what the 4th class is. I think it's just 3 classes, but you can play with 4 different people, so somebody's going to double up. But you can, while there's you can purchase the upgrade packs individually if you prefer to play as one character over the others, or they also have a discounted collected pack that has all 3 for much cheaper. So it's a pretty interesting style of releasing their content, and it just came out with an upgraded dungeon. So it's a really cool game, and again, it's free, so it's definitely worth checking out.
Free is good. And last but not least, this is a slightly older title, came back. I want to say it came out around during the summertime. Didn't get the greatest reviews. I liked it personally, but you know, I like weird things. This is Enslaved, Odyssey to the West. And what this basically is, it's a sci-fi future take on Journey to the West, which some of you may or may not be familiar with. The most notable adaptations most of you would be familiar with out there would probably be the Dragon Ball and Sayuki animes. You play as a character named Monkey. He's basically a loner type, and it's set in this post-apocalyptic future where humanity is not necessarily extinct, but an endangered species, and basically robots have run amok and are corralling and killing people left and right. And very interesting take on a very lush post-apocalyptic future, which you don't see that often. So a lot of vegetation and everything, basically nature reclaiming cities and whatnot. Your character Monkey is he's enslaved by this other girl, Trip. She's a techie from this little village that they kind of stay hidden and just do their thing. They're very tech-oriented. So she adapts one of these slave headbands that the machines have to have Monkey safely guide her back to her village because fairly defenseless little thing.
And if he doesn't, his head blows up.
Yeah.
Good times.
Cool. And they actually do have an expansion out for it that follows one of the other characters you meet later in the game, Pigsy, which I have not played that myself, but I do really want to. It's like I said, you can probably get the game for about $20 now, so you know it's a cheap price for a game. So
game on a budget.
Exactly. Like I said, I loved it. I could not put this game down the first time I put it in. I literally tore through it in one sitting of 12 hours straight. I just couldn't stop playing it. I was enjoying myself that much. So, there's our show.
Yeah. That is it for our first episode. Thanks for joining us. See you next time.
Bye.